Please.
When officers came to arrest Ahmad Mulakhil, he was still in bed.
What's your name?
Ahmad.
Okay. Ahmad, can you sit up for me?
The 23-year-old has been found guilty of abducting and raping a schoolgirl. Mulakhil and his friend had first spotted her playing on this zip wire. She was just 12, and the prosecution say it was obvious she was a very vulnerable child. Mulakhil's friend, Mohammad Kabir, seen with him on the left leaving the park, has been found not guilty of attempting to abduct the girl. The two men split up, but Mulakhil hung around. He was seen on different cameras walking with his victim. At one stage he asked her age, and she claimed to be 19.
How old are you? 90. You see your ID?
It was obvious Mulakhil didn't believe her, said the prosecution, but that didn't stop him. He led her to a cul-de-sac, removed her shorts, assaulted and raped her, and then took pictures on his phone.
Extremely shocking, extremely violent. Well, clearly she's been very distressed by it, and the victim's been extremely brave. 12 years old, she's got the rest of her life to live with the traumatic events of what happened that evening.
After the horrific attack, he took her to this corner shop and bought her a can of drink, paying for it with his own card.
Detectives were able to use Mulakhil's card to identify him. In the days after the attack, rumours started to spread here that he and Kabir were asylum seekers, but the police couldn't confirm this because they said they were following national guidelines.
It led to protests in the town centre and accusations of a cover-up. As well as local residents with concerns about safety, police say some far-right groups also joined the crowds, including the nationalist Homeland Party.
Why are they in our country?
Amy Clayton of the protest group The Pink Ladies attended several protests.
As far as I'm aware, they tried to say it wasn't asylum seekers.
Because the police were saying to us that the reason they couldn't say yes or no was because of Home Office guidelines, that at that time they weren't supposed to say a person's immigration status when they got arrested. Do you think that led to a breakdown of trust? Because people felt that the police were covering it up.
The police were covering it up. Why can't they tell us a person's status? Why can't they tell us that? We have a right to know.
And why do you think the police are covering it up?
Because I feel that they know that the country's on the brink of civil unrest.
Why did you start the protests locally? What was the point of them?
We need to stop these illegal immigrants coming over and the way that they're just given free rein. They're undocumented males, they're of fighting age.
And when you say fighting age, because obviously they're all different ages, what do you mean specifically?
The majority of them that are coming over are early 20s.
And why does that worry you specifically?
Because if they wanted to start a revolution in this country, I mean, take Birmingham, for example, we would be outnumbered.
Warwickshire police told us they treated the suspects as they would any other.
Did Warwickshire police cover up the immigration status of these two men?
No, Warwickshire police were very honest and open in relation to that. At the point in time when this incident took place, there was no national guidance, and Warwickshire police communicated with the communities in the way that we would have for any other offence.
Have you got any data to suggest that asylum seekers are more likely to commit offences against women and girls than the general population?
We don't have any specific data to identify that that is the case.
The Home Office has since confirmed that Mulakhil is an Afghan asylum seeker who came here via a small boat. And they've changed the guidelines to encourage police to disclose ethnicity and nationality. But it hasn't stopped the protests, and the case continues to have a huge impact in this town.
I feel sad for her because it's her future, and they destroy someone's future.
Hamid, not his real name, is also an Afghan asylum seeker from the same area as Mulakhil. He didn't want us to show his face because of the protests here.
Everywhere I have seen the title "To Afghans." Honestly, I feel shame. I was feeling embarrassed.
Some people say asylum seekers from some countries don't respect women, they don't share British values.
This is not true. It's individual act maybe, but if we say that no, all the migrants are the same, that's not In my opinion, that's completely opposite.
The day after the attack, Mulakhil was seen casually out shopping. In court, he wept as he was found guilty.